From the front page of the Yonkers Statesman, December 6, 1916. Headline, The Trolleyman Strike. President Wilson tomorrow will again take up the local car strike, reports the New York Tribune. At the White House, he will receive William B. Fitzgerald and James H. Vahey representing the strikers. New York City Mayor Mitchell and Oscar S. Strauss, chairman of the Public Service Commission, may be parties to the conference. Samuel Hoey, president of the Yonkers Trolleymen's Union, went to the City Hall yesterday to apply for a permit to hold a mass meeting in Manor House Square Saturday night. The permit was granted today. It is said that the Federation of Labor and the Building Trades Alliance, as well as the strikers, will protest at that time against what they term the unfair and prejudiced attitude of the police department against trolleymen, so that strikers may not be compelled to look forward to a barren Christmas. At a time when their union is threatened with disintegration, a mass meeting and ball is planned for December 22nd in McCann's Hall. The affair will be given under the auspices of the Federation of Labor and the Executive Committee of the Union. Headline, Housewives League. Steps will be taken to reorganize the local Housewives League for the purpose of more effectively instituting a boycott against the purchase of certain foodstuffs and exorbitant prices at a meeting Tuesday or Wednesday morning in the Women's Institute. Following a meeting of Yonkers women called recently by Sealer of Weights and Measures John D. Eithers, at which it was decided to request all women of this city to refrain from the purchase of eggs until that commodity should resume a reasonable price, a general movement has been afoot to extend this boycott so as to affect all foodstuffs not absolutely necessary to the maintenance of the household. Headline, U.S. Treasury faces a deficit. Secretary of the Treasury McAdoo's annual report to Congress today estimates that the fiscal year ending June 1917 will show a balance in the general fund, but that the figures a year later will show a deficit of $185 million. Preliminary estimates place the cost of conducting the government for the coming fiscal year 1918, exclusive of the Postal Service, which is expected to be self-sustaining, at $1.2 billion. He added that it would be impossible to finance our vast domestic and foreign trade without the facilities provided by the Federal Reserve System. Not only has it met the normal and extraordinary needs of business, but it has established confidence securely. Business has been able to go forward without apprehension, and the several crises which the country has faced in its international relations during the past 2 years have been accompanied by no disturbance and have caused not even a tremor in the financial world. One of the features of the report is the discussion of present methods of constructing public buildings. The Secretary said, the methods pursued by the Congress for the past 15 years have resulted in the construction of many public buildings in small towns and localities where they are not needed, and at a cost which is clearly unjustified by any actual requirements of the community in which they are erected. The conclusion is irresistible that authorizations for public buildings in these small communities are too frequently dictated by local reasons and without regard to the best interest of the government. The most serious aspect of this, the annual operation and maintenance of these buildings impose on the Treasury a permanent and constantly increasing burden. And that's the news from Yonkers 100 years ago today.